Hello everyone, it's Owen, author of the Nicole and Liese Mystery books. Look what I have today. It's a snow globe. Have you ever seen a snow globe? Do you guys have a snow globe? Look at all that snow. Hey, that reminds me of a story. Are you ready for a mystery? So alright guys, a couple things before we get started. If you want to follow along as I read, you can go to Amazon. I have all my books there. Or you can go to my website, littlemissmysteries.com. I'll put the link right below here. I'll have the book available for download, or I always put the chapters that I'm reading on my blog for free. So go ahead and follow along. Here we go. The book, Christmas Eve. We are on chapter 1, Let It Snow. Liese laid down on the couch, exhausted. Even though she had had a fun day, she still felt bad. No one believed her that she was telling the truth. She knew what she had seen and heard, but trying to convince the rest of the family, well, that was proving impossible. Her sister Nicole walked up to her. She sat in the kitchen chair right beside her. Nicole had her yellow mystery notebook and her pencil in her hand. "Could you explain it all to me again?" Nicole asked. "I'll write it down and then we can solve this mystery." Liese did not like the fact that Nicole did not believe her, but she also loved solving mysteries. Solving mysteries was something they did all the time. This time, solving the mystery would prove she was right. Liese rolled over on the couch and asked, "Where should I start?" "Start at the beginning," Nicole said, opening the notebook. "And remember, tell me every detail. I am 8 this year. I'm going to be hard to convince." Liese sighed. It was going to be hard to convince her sister that Santa had stopped at their house today, Christmas Eve. But the facts would not lie, so she started telling her sister what happened. Earlier that day, Liese thought being outside in the cold, building a snowman, was fun. She rolled snowballs all around the yard until she had all three parts. She had the sticks for the arms and the rocks for the eyes, and was looking for a nose when it started snowing. It was as if she was in a snow globe and someone just shook it. Then she realized her snowman was going to get cold. She didn't want to give up her hat and mittens, so she ran to the house to get some old ones. As she opened the front door, the wreath that they had made and hung up jingled with bells. She stepped inside and the warmth hit her face, feeling good and stinging at the same time. "Do you need something, dear?" her mom asked from the kitchen. "Nope, just something warm for my snowman. Do you want to see it?" "Of course I do, but get it finished first," her mom answered. "Oh, here, take this out with you." Her mom walked out of the kitchen through the living room to the front door and handed Liese a plastic bag. "Oh yes," Liese yelled. It was the reindeer food she had made earlier that morning. She had mixed oatmeal, raisins, and walnuts together with a lot of rainbow sprinkles. She put it in her pocket in a hurry. Liese turned around and ran back outside. Now she had to decide where to dump the food, and quick, because it was snowing hard still. She couldn't even see her tracks from where she had walked inside. Then she remembered her poor cold snowman. She had forgotten his hat and mittens. Liese ran out to put her hat on his head and her gloves at the end of his branches. Luckily, her jacket was big enough to wrap around his shoulders. It was more like a scarf than a jacket because it didn't fit over his branch arms. She stepped back to admire her creation. A huge shiver went up her back. Without her winter stuff, she was cold. Liese turned to run back into the house. The snow was now up to the top of her ankles. It was almost to the door when she realized she had not dumped the reindeer food. She took it out of her pocket and dumped it on the ground just outside the door so she could see it from the window. It looked good enough to eat. It colored the whole ground. Liese bent over to take a bite of the rainbow-colored snow, but it was too cold for her bare hands, so she ran for the door. Liese jumped in and slammed the door behind her. She stood for a second, soaking up the warmth. Then she thought she heard something. "Jingle bells?" she thought to herself. Without taking off her boots, she ran over to the big living room window. She looked out and smiled. "What are you looking at? Your snowman?" Mom asked. And as she walked up to the window, she peered out. I can't see it. It's snowing too hard. Normally, this had made Liese feel bad, but right now it didn't. Look, Mom, Liese said. I put the reindeer food right out there, and now it's gone. They came and ate it already. But I don't see any tracks, her mom said, staring out, trying to see something in the snow. I know, Liese said, her smile getting bigger. That proves it was reindeer. They were flying. Back on the couch. Nicole stopped Liese from talking and put her pencil down. I think I know why the food was gone and no tracks were there. But it's not the same reason you have, she said. Why? Liese asked. Why was the food gone? Okay, now here's a couple hints. I'm not going to give you the answer, but here are a couple hints for you. What started happening when Liese was building the snowman? Why couldn't Liese see her old footprints when she went back outside? Would Liese have been able to see the reindeer food if it was covered in snow? And there you go. If you think you know the answer, comment below, and see you next time.